Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Pentacles. I see some sort of truth coming to light for you about this person or this situation, although it's requiring you to kind of go back and forth. So, like, there may be something that is resurfacing, or like I said, a truth that is being illuminated to you. But with the Two of Pentacles, it may require you to make some sort of a final decision, or it may require you to choose what you want to do next. So it's like a truth, but it's followed by maybe a little bit of an indecisive energy, or there's a decision that is, coming about as well, where it's like, okay, now that I know this very thing, or now that I'm feeling more clear-minded about the situation, I need to make a decision here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands. You may be inquiring about someone who's at a distance from you. So this definitely could be like a long distance union, or I'm just picking up on some sort of physical distance, even if it means that maybe one of you travel for work here. But what I see in this person's feelings, with the Two of Wands being, the first card followed by the Ace of Wands here, there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of excitement to begin something new here. So this could be a fairly new connection, or it could be a new start or turning over a new leaf, even if it is someone that you have history with. Now, I do feel like there's a lot of attraction here, and there's almost like this urgency, or I should say like a very urgent desire to feel closer to you. So really what I'm picking up on is some sort of distance, and this person wanting to, close that gap between the both of you. I feel like there's something that's very exciting about a conversation that you guys are having, whether it's making travel plans, whether it's, just planning for the future, or creating some sort of a plan together so that you guys could spend more quality time. There's definitely something that is very exciting about a conversation or communication between the both of you for this person. Seven of Wands, okay. Very protective nature. I feel like there could, yes, this person could be very protective over this connection, but I also feel like it could be someone who is a tad bit private, or not really sharing, a lot about themselves. There may be, an energy of opening up to you, but little by little. I don't feel like it's someone who's going to have some sort of an emotional outpour, or tell you everything at once. Now, I also feel with the Seven of Wands, there may be something that this person is facing or going through that they're feeling uncomfortable speaking about. It could be a little bit of a defensive energy, and it doesn't mean that they are, fearing judgment, or they don't want to, or they're keeping something away from you intentionally. But there is something here that could be bothering this person, that they're just not ready to speak about it. So whether that be it's because they're processing their own emotions, or there's just something that feels uncomfortable about opening up, about a topic that maybe means a lot to them, or it's just difficult for them to speak about here. I feel like this person is definitely spending a lot of time trying to figure you out this week with the Princess of Swords here. There's a very curious energy, but it's not the most direct. So I wonder if you're communicating with this person, but they're having a hard time asking you specific questions. Or even if they're communicating with you, there are certain things that they're not asking you because they don't want to come off as invasive. Okay, the Magician. Yeah. This person is viewing you or the connection with you as something that they've manifested, something that they have been wanting for a very long time. And this is the energy that I was getting as I opened the spread, like someone who has a deep desire to pursue things with you. There's a very exciting energy here, but it's also very cautious, right? Where it's like, yes, I'm very excited to pursue Aries or get to know Aries, but I also want to think about the things that I'm communicating in a thorough way. I don't want to, do anything impulsively. Basically, I don't want to ruin things before they even get started here. Okay. And with the Magician, yes, it is someone who feels or may view you as their version of an ideal partner. But I also feel like this person is starting to realize that if they want something to change, they're going to have to do something about it. The reason I say that is the Magician, it touches on basically you having what it takes or you having the tools to alter an outcome or alter your current circumstances. So this person is realizing, okay, if I want, for example, a connection or I want to better understand Aries, there's something that I have to be open, or that's something that I have to be open about, and I can't, be withdrawn, or I can't be nonchalant here. The Star card, for some of you that you could be dealing with an Aquarius. I was going to say Aries, so maybe some of you are dealing with another Aries. There's something very healing about this connection. And I will say with the Star card clarifying the Seven of Wands, this person could be connecting with you as they've, been healing from something in their life. So it's going back to what I was saying. There's definitely something this person is going through that they are not comfortable with revealing or speaking about. And this is not, me saying they're never going to tell you, but I think that this is a week where they're trying to kind of work through their emotions or process something that has occurred before they speak on it. With the Star card clarifying the Seven of Wands, you may find that this person takes a while to open up, or there's some sort of trust issues that you could kind of sense from this person, whether it's because of past situations, whether it's because of some sort of insecurities that are resurfacing. But the pro that I see here with the Star card is they are trying to work through it. They are trying to heal that part of them. Now, something else that I'm getting strongly here, Aries, is like connecting with you is illuminating parts of themselves to them. So it's like, okay, I'm connecting with Aries and I'm starting to realize maybe I'm not as open as I can be, right? Or I'm connecting with Aries and I'm starting to realize that maybe, there could be some sort of insecurities resurfacing. It's like illuminating aspects of them where it's like, okay, here's what I need to improve on, or here's what I need to heal. I'm more specifically getting heal. Two of Cups. This is someone who has a lot of emotions for you. I feel like they are viewing you as a partner, even though it seems more of like a fairly new connection, or you guys are in the early stages of maybe trying to get something off the ground here. They are viewing you as, I've met Aries for a reason. This is someone who may feel like the connection between the both of you is very different from what they're used to or what they have experienced in the past. But really, I just feel like their emotions are developing for you. So they're feeling a lot more deeply for you than they anticipated. The Sun, you could be dealing with a Leo, but you make this person extremely happy. I also think that there may be like a very youthful energy that you exude, or you are helping this person heal their inner child, whether you're aware of this or not. The Sun card could be, yes, a very youthful energy, or someone just feeling very free, someone feeling like they could just be themselves around you. Temperance, some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Yeah, I'm strongly getting you bring this person a lot of peace. They actually feel like this connection can progress with a lot of ease, but initially it's going to be someone who takes a while to open up, or someone who's maybe dealing with trust issues or another internal battle here. And I'm not saying they're going to project that onto this connection, but I just see it as someone who's moving very cautiously and not just, opening up right away. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, so the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Emperor. First and foremost, Taurus, with the Five of Wands as well as the Emperor, someone here could be in like a position of authority, or there's some sort of, large responsibility that they have when it comes to, their life here. Maybe it's particularly this week. But with the Five of Wands, it's someone who's viewing the situation with you as if something feels very chaotic. The Five of Wands could come up when there's more than two energies involved in a connection. It could come up when there's like, external opinions or external conflicts that are somehow, impacting the connection between the both of you. But they feel like there's a lot going on right now, right? That is impacting the connection here. They may feel like they're feeling a bit confused, or they're trying to figure things out. And they're really just feeling bombarded by so many different thoughts and emotions when it comes to you this week. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands, followed by the Prince of Wands. There's some sort of a plan that this person has in mind, or they're planning to do something. For many of you, with the Three of Wands followed by the Prince of Wands there, this person could be planning to reach out to you or send you some sort of a specific message, whether it's explaining themselves, whether it's expressing how they feel in the current moment. But I do feel like it's very premeditated, or they have been thinking and planning this very specific communication for quite some time here. I'm also feeling strongly, Taurus, with the Three of Wands and this person's feelings, especially it being the first card. They may feel like they have been waiting on some sort of communication or waiting for some sort of an outcome, but they feel like it's not happening the way that they thought it would, or they feel like they're waiting for, nothing really. So it's like, looking at a situation and saying there's a lack of progress here, so I'm going to do something about it, or I have, put this to a rest, or I have given it some time to see how things will play out, but clearly nothing is happening. So I'm going to, create a plan to reach out. So I do see this person planning some sort of communication here. Eight of Swords. There may be some sort of restrictions in the situation that this person is aware of, whether that be on your end, Taurus, or on their end, because I did mention as I opened the spread with the Five of Wands, like they're looking at the situation as if there's some sort of external influence that's playing a large role in this connection, but it's also causing them to feel powerless. So the Eight of Swords is this person feeling mentally stuck. There are definitely some sort of mental restrictions that they feel this week when it comes to you, right? So whether that be quite literally another energy involved, whether that be something that they're thinking of and maybe feeding into their pessimistic thoughts here. Eight of Swords is definitely an energy of feeling mentally stuck. It doesn't mean that they're unable to do anything about it, but it just feels very difficult for them to, find a solution, or for them to kind of step out of how they're currently feeling. The Devil. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. I'm strongly getting that this person could be battling something. Whether it's a situation in their life, whether it's something that they're going through internally, the Devil could be read in many different ways. It could be like bad habits. It could be, like a toxic thinking pattern. It could be attached to a situation that's very unhealthy. It could be overindulging, right? But I do see that this person is battling something, or they are going through something on their own that is really impacting them, but they're not being open about it. It also seems to me that this is a cycle that feels very, very difficult for this person to break out of. Because with the devil upright, it does mean this person is acknowledging that they're maybe doing something that is not good for them, or they are a part of something that is not serving them. But it also means, it also touches on how difficult it could be to release that very habit, or put an end to some sort of a reoccurring cycle here. Seven of Cups, yeah. I feel like this is a week where this person is definitely trying to figure you out, Taurus. Seven of Cups does boil down to emotional confusion. So, I did mention this a few minutes ago of this person almost feeling like, they're being bombarded with so many different thoughts and so many different emotions. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But I'm strongly getting that when they're thinking of you this week, Taurus, how they're feeling is so many different things at once. Maybe some days feel easier for them than others. It could also be that they're trying to kind of work through their emotions. Like this could definitely be a week where they feel like they're on an emotional roller coaster. The High Priestess, yeah. Something this person is facing, something they're going through, something that is causing them to feel mentally restricted, they're keeping to themselves. It's almost as if they're looking at an issue that they're dealing with as if it's their issue and they have to figure it out. It's like, I can't tell Taurus that, or I don't want to tell Taurus that because that's a me problem. And with the High Priestess, I feel like there's still a level of hope that this person is holding on to. Something may feel like it's over, or something may feel or the reality of a situation may feel very different than what's going on, for this person mentally or emotionally. Like they still feel some sort of connection with you, even if there's a lack of progress in the real world here, which is, what I was picking up on with the first two cards there. The Two of Swords, yeah. So usually when I see the Two of Swords, as well as a Seven of Cups in the same spread, it's letting me know that this is someone who's feeling very confused. They're having a hard time seeing where this connection is headed. And more specifically, I think with the Two of Swords, they are planning some sort of communication, but they're also having a hard time seeing how things could be different between the both of you. So something has always progressed in a similar manner between the both of you. And so they're having a hard time seeing how that could, be different, how that could change. It's like things have always been this way between Taurus and I. Or even if there is a change, we always, go back to square one. So they're having a hard time believing or adjusting or figuring out how to adjust to, or adjust the situation to where it's going to work and where things are going to progress differently. King of Pentacles. What's the High Priestess, the Death card? So an ending is impacting this person a lot more than you know. I also feel with the Death card, specifically in this spread in the High Priestess, this is someone who's shedding old skin or going through some sort of a major transformation in their life. They're still thinking of you. They still feel connected to you, but this may be someone that you haven't communicated with in quite some time, and there's some sort of a change that they really want to tell you about. And this doesn't seem like a small change. This seems like something very large. So detaching from a situation, maybe this person is relocated. This could even be something internal that this person has been working on. What's the Death card? The Hierophant. So a situation that this person has felt entitled to, or something that they were continuously doing that was impacting their ability to be with you, has come to an end. And with the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles, I definitely feel like this is someone who is still feeling connected to you, still has commitment on their mind, but I feel they want to express some sort of a change to you specifically, and that's what's coming up this week in their feelings. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, so the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Wands. It seems to me, Gemini, that the person thinking of you this week, it's almost like what comes to mind is, or like what I'm hearing is like, how did we get here? Because it seems to me that they're viewing the connection as something that started off very lighthearted, very fun. They could even be reminded of, positive memories that you guys have shared in the past with the Three of Cups. But with the Two of Wands, there's either some sort of distance, or there's an energy of feeling like things are kind of at a pause between the both of you. But, initially what I was getting here is someone who's like, how did we get here? Or where did we go wrong? Like, something that started off in a very fun or lighthearted way turned into maybe, creating some sort of emotional distance, or now we're not speaking, or now we're not as consistent with each other. There's a lot of whys that this person has in mind when they think of you. Okay, let's see. So we have the King of Cups followed by the High Priestess. I feel like this is someone who's acknowledging that they do have, or they do feel very strongly towards you. Now, what's interesting is the King of Cups is followed by the High Priestess. So, I can't help but wonder, is this someone who hasn't really revealed how they feel towards you? Or they're thinking of you, but they feel like there's so much that they did not tell you. There's so much that you don't know, specifically when it comes to the emotional department. I'm also strongly getting here that, this person is viewing you as someone who just gets them. You just understand. So, like, whether it's you're able to kind of like pick up on their emotions without them having to be vocal about it, maybe this person was able to confide in you about a lot of things that maybe others misunderstood about them, but they feel like you are someone who just gets them, and that's what draws them closer to you. But like I was saying, they also feel there's a lot that they have not told you in terms of their feelings. Like, this may be someone who has a lot of emotions for you, but maybe they haven't opened up about it. Maybe they shy away from speaking about their emotions, even if they've made it clear that they're taking a liking towards you. I don't believe that this is someone who feels that they have explored the depths of their emotions, or at least, explored it and furthermore revealed it to you. They can't stop thinking about you this week, or there's something in particular that they're revisiting. So like very, like it's a very consistent energy, or they're very persistent, revisiting something and thinking about it continuously, to the point where it could feel a little bit unhealthy, to the point where they could feel like, why am I constantly thinking about this? Or it's like an energy of feeling chained to a thought. Okay. Now, the High Priestess and the Devil could also be symbolic for some sort of an internal conflict or battle that this person is facing that they're not necessarily revealing to you, right? Because a High Priestess could definitely be silence. And now, for those of you that are, maybe in a no contact situation here, or you're not speaking to this person, just know that, this is affecting them, or this is impacting them mentally, and they're thinking about you a lot more than they show. Almost to the point where they're like, okay, I'm thinking about this way too much. Right. And if it's not about like thinking about the situation as a whole, it's something in particular that occurred between the both of you that they're revisiting here. And of course, you're going to know your situation better than I do. So that's going to resonate differently for each and every one of you. Five of Pentacles. They really are missing you this week, Gemini. I feel like this is someone who, yes, they feel like an outsider in your life, but they feel some sort of a void. The way the energy is coming through is almost like a very empty feeling, because there's a lack of communication between the both of you, because there's some sort of emotional distance that they're aware of. I don't feel that you communicated something specifically to make this person feel this way. I feel even if there was a conversation, they are overanalyzing, or they are thinking about how you feel or how your feelings have changed towards them. And that is what's impacting them on an emotional level, where it's like, even if you made it clear that, you want a break or you guys are not speaking to each other, it's almost like brewing in their mind, or they're thinking about it so much that it's seeming a lot more, it's seeming a lot worse, or it's seeming a lot more complex in their mind, is the way that it's coming through to me. Eight of Cups. This may be someone who actually made the choice to walk away from you, or you feel like they are slowly detaching from a situation. But what's interesting is there's also a level of backtracking. There's a level of, we do have the Eight of Cups, which is emotionally detaching, but the next card is the Devil, right? So it's like they may feel like the right thing to do is move on, or maybe that's a decision that they've made in the past, but they still can't help but think about you. And and I say this with transparency, guys, I feel like there's some sort of an attachment that this person has to you. Whether it be because you were always there for them, whether it be because, you guys were best friends before it turned into more of a romantic kind of dynamic. Like there's some sort of a very deep attachment that this person has when it comes to you. And it's because of your ability to understand them. Like this person could have felt very understood by you, to the point where they compare that to other relationships in their life. The Seven of Cups. I think their confusion is something that's really bothering them. I feel like their inability to see or feel like there's a lack of clarity in this situation, or there's some sort of questions that are going unanswered, could be really impacting them with the Seven of Cups. But I feel like this is a week where there may even be some sort of illusions that this person is having a hard time seeing past. There could be things that they're thinking of. Like I said, maybe a situation feels more complex in their mind than the reality of it. But I feel like there's like some sort of illusions, or something seems very out of reach for this person, even if that's not the truth. It's like they're feeling very flooded in their thoughts or their emotions here. Seven of Cups could also be an energy with the Devil of someone who feels like keeping their options open, or not wanting to make a decision or fully commit to one situation has backfired on them. They're viewing you as someone who has made your emotions or how you feel towards a situation very clear. The Queen of Swords could also come up when, someone is viewing you as, okay, you've set up some very clear boundaries and you're not going back on your word. I will say that they're viewing you in a bit of a cold or detached energy. And they most certainly feel like your emotions have changed. Four of Swords. This person's feeling very restless. When I see the Four of Swords and the Devil in the same spread, it's a very clear message to me that as much as this person is trying not to think of you, trying not to revisit a situation, that's what they're constantly doing. It's almost like some sort of a mental loop that they're in, where, furthermore, it just kind of feels like they're on a hamster wheel here. And with the Four of Swords, I definitely feel that, they're feeling restless. They could be thinking about you specifically at night, but I do see that their sleep is being impacted by this. Princess of Wands. Two of Pentacles. I really think it's an energy of should I or shouldn't I? You know what I mean? Because Two of Pentacles is a very back and forth energy. So this person could be going back and forth in terms of reaching out to you, wondering if there is a possibility for a new start, but it's not someone who is fully decided. I think that they're still just going back and forth about it in their mind. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, guys, so we have the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Devil. Someone feels very deeply towards you, Cancer, although with the devil here, they may feel like what they're wanting or what they're thinking of when it comes to the connection with you doesn't seem realistic to them. The devil could also be some sort of a block that's in the way. Right. So whether this person feels like they're in their own way, whether it's this person feels like there's, something else that's in the way of them being able to fully pursue you. But I do see that they feel very deeply towards you. There could be some sort of physical affection that this person is kind of wanting or desiring from you at this time. I think that you exude a very comforting energy, Cancer, and that could be something that they're wanting. Okay, how does this person feel about Cancer? You guys could be dealing with the Capricorn. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords and the Justice card. This person feels that they are not okay with how things transpired between the both of you. An ending could have felt very painful. It could have felt very, like there could be a sense of betrayal, okay? But it's like Ten of Swords and the Justice card. It's like, I'm not happy with the way things ended, or I'm not happy with the way things transpired, and I want to do things the right way, or I want to make something up to Cancer. They may also feel the way that things kind of, transpired between the both of you wasn't necessarily fair. Okay, Cancer. So like whether it's they feel they treated you in a manner that wasn't fair, maybe they feel like it wasn't fair for them if they didn't receive an opportunity to kind of express their emotions or their side of things. But they're looking at the situation like this is not fair or this is not just, and I want things to be done the right way. So, Ten of Swords being the first card in their feelings, a cycle coming to an end, right? So the completion of a cycle is something that is, very triggering for this person, the way that things happened. There's something within that makes them feel very uneasy. Six of Swords. They really want to, feel closer to you. I also feel like when they think of this situation, they wish that they were at peace with it. For some reason, it still impacts them in a negative way, or there's something that they're still thinking about, and they're like, you know what, like, I want to apologize for that, or I want things to, I want to have a conversation. Like, how they want to go about it could obviously differ. But I do see with the Six of Swords, they want to feel more at peace when they think of the situation with you, when they think of you. But in the current moment, they feel very conflicted. They feel very frustrated, and they feel like things are like just not fair. Queen of Pentacles. I feel this person views you as someone who is very like stable, yeah, it could be that you're well off and, you have your career figured out, but they also feel like the way that you carry yourself. You may be very level headed. You may be very sure of what it is that you want, but there's also a very strong energy of this person feeling like you're almost like unshakable. Like there could be something that they're trying to communicate to you, Cancer, something where it's like, I really want to get through to Cancer. You know what I mean? And it's like, they just feel like they can't. Even if it's because they are viewing you as someone who has made up your mind and there's no turning around kind of thing. Like I see someone wanting to get through to you, but not truly believing that they're able to do that. Not truly believing that there's something that they can actually say or do to change or alter your decision. You guys could be dealing with the Libra, Five of Pentacles. You have someone here who feels like they've lost a lot in their life. And what I mean by that, Cancer, is like, okay, if there was some sort of, an ending between the both of you, this ending could have somehow impacted other areas of their life. Okay, or the ending with you occurred while there was something else that was ending in their life. Like, for example, if you and this person had a falling out, maybe they lost a job within the same time frame of all of that happening. Because not only do I see someone here with the mentality of lack, Cancer, with the Five of Pentacles, I definitely feel like this is someone who feels like they've lost everything in front of them, or they're in an energy of, what do I really have? So either this is something that's going on for them mentally, but I also feel something Like this thought is stemming from a space of what's going on for them in the real world. So, in other words, this could be someone who feels like they're at rock bottom. Princess of Wands. I feel like this is someone who's highly attracted to you, okay? Also very attracted to how you take care of yourself. So whether it's, how you dress up every day, maybe it's your wardrobe, maybe it's something that you do, part of your daily routine, but they feel like you really take care of yourself well. And it could even be an energy of them or you putting yourself first and that very thing being visible to them. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. I feel like they definitely have a commitment on their mind because they're viewing you as someone who is worthy of more than just a conversation or just dating. Like they are viewing you as, Cancer is someone I want to commit to, but I still feel a block strongly, guys. Especially with the Five of Pentacles, whether it's someone who feels like they're in a position where they're not able to offer you the things that they feel like you're deserving of, or they feel like they're in a position where it's like, okay, well, Cancer's back is turned towards the situation. I don't know if there's anything that I can say or do to reverse the, effects of what has occurred here. Prince of Pentacles. I also feel like this is someone who's trying to figure you out, and they may even wish that you would open up a little more. It's like they want to understand you so they can be better for you. But I think that you're at a stage where you're not as invested, or there's something here that really angered you where you've made a firm decision and you're not looking back. Because like I said, they're viewing you in a very unshakable energy, if you will. Wheel of Fortune. It's an energy of things have changed and I need to accept this change. But I really don't want to because it feels difficult. Prince of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you have someone here who's held back, possibly going through some sort of financial trouble. They feel like they're at rock bottom and they're not expressing this to you, but they're still very much keeping tabs on you with the Prince of Swords there. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Cancer. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo, so let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. You could be thinking of a Sagittarius. We have the Temperance on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Princess of Pentacles. You have someone here who feels very at peace with you, but I'm also reading it in a way where there could be some sort of a message or some sort of a conversation that could feel very healing for this person. So whether it's, them being transparent with you about something, maybe it's opening up, emotionally here, but there's something that feels healing about this communication. Okay. Okay, so we have the Lovers. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini or a Cancer. Something could have happened very recently between the both of you as well. Like there's something that's being highlighted about Cancer season, or maybe just something, during the summer months in general. But with the Lovers as well as the Chariot, this is someone who wants to see more progress. So I do see them moving towards you, or maybe even, a conversation that is helping the both of you feel closer to each other. But with the Lovers being the first card in their feelings, I do feel like there's some sort of a decision that needs to be made. This could be someone who feels very connected to you, but maybe the connection hasn't necessarily got off the ground yet. Or there's some sort of a large decision at hand in order for, this connection to move forward, or in order for the both of you to see some sort of progress here. Because what I see is they're acknowledging that they feel very safe with you. They're acknowledging that they feel very deeply towards you. But I'm strongly getting, Leo, that like there may be a decision that they were kind of like stalling on, or they feel like making the decision to pursue things with you is going to impact another area of their life. And so that could be something that they're thinking about thoroughly prior to actually, fully committing or diving in here. So 3 major arcana is interesting. We have the Hermit, so some of you could be dealing with a Virgo. I feel like this person, spends a lot of time thinking about you, usually when they're alone. I also feel like this could be someone who is kind of like a lone wolf, whether it's, their career requires them to spend a lot of time alone, whether it's someone who just is very private or doesn't have many other relationships in their life. Like there's something about them feeling very alone, but they're thinking about the connection with you. Like you could feel very close to this person. And the reason why that may be something that stands out to them is this could be someone who doesn't really feel close to people so easily, or they feel like they don't really have many close relationships in their life. So they know that something is very special about you, but I also see that they are thinking about things thoroughly, or not wanting to make an impulsive decision. A bit of a premeditated energy here at 8 of Wands, yeah. Definitely see back and forth communication and a conversation that just makes you very happy. A conversation where you can tell that you could tell what this person's intentions are and the fact that they do want things to move forward here. There's definitely a deep desire for progress. I want more with Leo. If you guys are connecting or communicating this week, like they want to speak to you a lot more, or they want the communication to be more consistent. Maybe they want to spend more quality time with you. It's like, I want more. And it's stemming from a space of wanting to better understand you. And really, it's just stemming from a space of very deep emotion and wanting this connection to actually go somewhere instead of remaining stagnant. It almost seems to me, Leo, that this person feels like if they were to better understand you or get to know you on a deeper level, this decision that they have to make with the Lovers would be a lot easier to make. So there could be questions that they have in mind. This could be someone that you're newly connecting with. So they feel deeply towards you, but they feel there's a lot for them to learn or a lot for them to understand prior to making such a big decision. Queen of Cups. Yeah, something coming through very strongly about feeling very safe around you. Like this could be someone who has, gone through their fair share of dealing with maybe trust issues, or, dealing with people or situations where they were constantly guessing, or they were, getting cold feet, that sort of thing. There's a very safe energy that you exude, almost like this person feels they can tell you anything. They feel like they can confide in you about maybe even, topics that are very difficult for them to speak about. And, especially with the Hermit and the Queen of Cups, like this is someone who has a lot of love to give, but they do not give it out freely. They do not trust easily. And they really keep to themselves. But something about you is making them actually want to come out of this shell that they have been, present in it for a very long time. 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups and the Lovers. I think that this is someone who's like in love with you, Leo. I'm strongly getting that. There's chemistry here, there's passion, there's deep emotion. But there's also an energy of, I want to be at a better space before I make, a decision. And you're going to see that this person is giving you a lot of attention. You're going to see an increase in their effort with that 8 of Wands. 2 of Wands. They feel like it's 2 very different people coming together, but you guys learn a lot from each other. There could even be something that feels a little bit challenging for this person, but not in a way where it's creating a block. It's only causing this person to feel like they want to get to know you even more. It's almost intriguing to them. It's not coming through to me as something that's like, worrisome or creating a block. Princess of Wands. I do feel like this is someone who's highly attracted to you. And I'm strongly getting, Leo, like you're really bringing this person out of some sort of a shell, or this is someone who has been very isolated. Of course, you're going to know your situation better than I will, but there's something about you, something about your energy that is making this person really want to explore and you know, come out of this energy of being isolated, or come out of this energy of just keeping to themselves. It's like you're giving this person some sort of, yeah, like a renewal of hope. You make this person extremely happy. Like they feel emotionally content and fulfilled when they are with you. And I think that that's something that this person is going to make very clear to you. There's something very, I don't want to say slow moving, guys, but there's something very like safe, secure, it's like a very thought out love. Like it's not like this person is thinking about everything thoroughly, right? Just know the actions that they're taking towards you, the communication, it was all thought out prior to them actually, you know, acting on it. It's someone who's handling things in a very diligent manner. It's not just rushing in, love bombing, or, you know, coming in hot and heavy. This love may be a little bit more of like a slow burn kind of situation, but I do see that it's someone who, you know, loves you. Their emotions are, you know, developing here. And they can see that they are happier with you in their life. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Queen of Wands. Someone could be viewing the situation with you as like a missed opportunity, or they feel like they've missed out on something that could have been very positive, that could have been very good for them. Five of Cups could be an energy of like regret, disappointment. But the Queen of Wands, it's like a very bold, confident energy, you know, very exciting. So it's like this person could feel like they were, you know, about to get to a point that was going to make them very happy, but maybe in a way they feel like they fumbled that opportunity, if you will. Queen of Wands and Five of Cups could also be regret or disappointment when it comes to falling into some sort of temptation. You know, making an impulsive decision and not really thinking about the long-term repercussions of that. Okay, how is this person feeling about Virgo? Prince of Cups, Two of Swords. It's like this person really admires you, okay? They really admire you. There are emotions here, and I don't want to say deep emotions. There are emotions here, and there's an attraction. So I could be picking up on a new energy where it's like you're connecting with someone, but they're still, you know, trying to figure you out. But I'm also strongly getting, Virgo, like someone may view you as like out of their league. Or like there's some sort of like an age gap maybe even between the both of you, where it's like, I really like Virgo, but like, are they going to trust and believe that I can offer them, you know, what they're deserving of? It's like, I don't want to say they feel less than, but there is a little bit of that energy. You know, like this person does feel very connected to you and their emotions are slowly developing. But with the Two of Swords, like they could be having a very hard time figuring you out. And there's also an energy of like maybe some sort of insecurities, you know, surfacing for them. And if it's not about insecurities, it's genuinely feeling like, you know, I don't want to mess things up. Or, you know, I am feeling connected to Virgo, but am I going to be able to, you know, do certain things? Or am I going to be able to live up to maybe what Virgo expects? And I'm not saying that you're specifically expecting something or you've communicated that to them, but this is what's going on in their feelings. I feel like this is someone who holds you on a very high pedestal, the devil. There could be something that they're, battling. There could even be an energy where they're trying to break like a bad habit or a thinking pattern here. But it's like, I see someone who's in their own way. I see someone who feels connected to you, someone who wants more, but there are certain things that they're telling themselves, or maybe certain thoughts that they're feeding into that could be causing a little bit of a stagnant energy, or it's causing a block for them. That's why I said, like, it could be someone who's in their own way. Some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. 8 of Pentacles. This may be someone that you work with, Virgo. They could just be aware of what you do for work. Yeah, Ace of Cups. They want to offer you their cup of love. They admire you. There's a lot of passion here. They see potential. But there's something that they're telling themselves, or there's something that they're not sure that they feel capable of doing. Even if it's, Ace of Cups, like the early stages of a connection, right? It could just be the jitters. It could just be, overthinking a situation because it's, things are still very fresh or new here. But I also feel like there's either an age gap, or if it's not about age, like this person could view you as someone who's at like a very different space in your life. Right? And in a way, I feel like they're trying to match your energy, or they're trying to show you that they are up to your standards, but they don't truly believe that, or there's something here where they don't feel like they're doing enough or they have enough. I don't know why, but there is a little bit of a comparison here. Almost like, Virgo is here in their life, or Virgo is doing this. Are they going to want to be with someone like me? Am I going to be enough? And again, Virgo, in no way am I saying that you've made this person feel like they are not enough. This is what's going on within them. It's more of a them issue. Does that make sense? Even if it's feeling like you're a lot more established than them, right? It's like, how can I make Virgo's life better? How can I connect with Virgo and express to them that I am going to be a positive addition to their life? Do they see value in me? Right? 4 of Cups. Yeah, there's something here that they're telling themselves that's deeply impacting them, and it may not even be true. The 4 of Cups could also be someone who feels very torn, like they're in a situation that they're having a hard time coming out of. This could be even like an emotional cycle with the 4 of Cups. But the 4 of Cups is also an energy of having what you want in front of you, but because it's not being presented to you the way that you want it to, you could be missing an opportunity. So this person could feel like they had an opportunity to confess something to you, communicate something to you, but they didn't act on it. So now it's like sitting there and thinking about it, a little bit of a sulking energy. 4 of Wands. What they want is a commitment. What they want is to share their journey with you. There could be some sort of a milestone that you've reached or attained for yourself that they're aware of. The Sun. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. I'm strongly getting that it's like someone who wants a connection with you, someone who views you as, you know what, you make me very happy. I see the potential here. But then there's this question of, am I enough? Or feeling like they're in their own way. 6 of Wands. The King of Wands. I see this person giving you a lot more attention, or connecting with you on like a deeper level. There could even be something that they're specifically doing to stand out. Now, Virgo, I'm getting 2 things, two different energies, where it's like some of you may be dealing with an individual who is quite literally facing some sort of insecurity, or, a question of, am I enough? Am I this? Am I that? But for others of you, it could be an energy of someone who's very confident, although they like to be sure that they are the only one in the picture. Like that's what they want to be sure of. Because the 6 of Wands could be symbolic for either you being a popular individual, maybe this person feeling like, you're highly sought after, or they just want your attention and they want to know that you are solely focused on them. even though this seems fairly new, I think that they want to know that you guys are on the same page. And the questioning or the what ifs, what if Virgo's interested elsewhere? What if Virgo is, keeping their options open? I think that is such a scary thought for this person because of how they feel towards you. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. High Priestess on the bottom of the deck and the Six of Wands. A bit of an odd message coming through here, Libra. What I'm hearing is someone is secretly trying to get your attention. And really, that doesn't really make much sense to me. Like, how is it that they are wanting your attention, but in a secretive way, I guess? That's the way the download is coming through to me. So I'm telling you guys exactly what I'm getting here. But with the High Priestess and the Six of Wands, it's like maybe they're subliminally hinting something at you. Maybe they're doing something, specific, but they're trying not to make it seem so obvious. They're definitely wanting your attention, but I think that they're executing this in a very discreet way or a discreet manner. Let's see. Could also be letting me know with the High Priestess and the Six of Wands, like this is someone who's not speaking to you, but they're very much wanting to. They're very much wondering, kind of like where you stand or what you're up to, a very curious energy here. Okay, how is this person feeling about Libra? Okay, so we have the World card and the Four of Swords. You could even have someone who's at a distance from you, like doing something in particular to stand out or grab your attention this week. But with the Four of Swords, I'm strongly getting that it's someone who is like, wanting a specific outcome, possibly even planning something or maybe even praying for something. Because a Four of Swords could be when you are feeling restless about a situation, although you're praying or hoping for some sort of a breakthrough. There's something going on online between the both of you this week, whether it's subliminal, hinting that this person is doing, whether it's following you on social media, right? There's something about social media or online communication that's coming through very strongly here. The Magician. They see potential. I feel like there's, again, something that they're planning or an outcome that they're manifesting. It's very specific. So like, for example, this could be someone who feels like they admire you. They could feel like their emotions are developing, but they really want to, they really want this to turn into like a full-blown commitment, right? That's just a generic example, but I do see that they're manifesting something very specific between the both of you. I'm also strongly getting here, Libra, that this is someone who views you as their version of an ideal partner. Like, you tick off all the boxes here. I feel like there's physical attraction. There's some sort of emotional intimacy that's drawing this person in. But it's also like a very discreet energy. So I don't know if this person's being completely open with you. It could even be an individual who is like opening up to you, but little by little. Ace of Wands. They definitely feel like a spark here. So if you're conversing with this person, there's some sort of an initial spark. There's an energy of feeling very excited to explore things with you, to see where things can, potentially go between the both of you. I also feel like this is someone who's highly attracted to you. Prince of Pentacles. So I do see communication, but this is what I was getting at with the Prince of Pentacles. Like I was already picking up on an energy of someone who is taking their time with opening up. They're really studying you. So you may find that they're, you know, really analyzing you or observing you in terms of like asking you specific questions, but it's just their way of figuring you out on a deeper level. There could be a lot that you're teaching this person, whether you're aware of this or not. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. Yeah. It's like, you know, it could be, you know, manifesting in a way where they're, you know, connecting with you and then they withdraw their energy. So there could be something that feels very on and off. Or with the Strength card, you're connecting with this person this week, but you can also tell that there is a bit of a held back energy. You may energetically feel like, I know that we're connecting. I know that this person feels deeply towards me, but you can tell that they're really, like there's a held back energy when it comes to fully opening up. Like they are making their emotions clear to you, but there are certain things where they're like, okay, it's either too early to say that, or I feel like that's going to come off like, you know, it's a little too much, so I'm going to refrain from saying that. Like that's the kind of energy that I'm getting. But just know this person has very deep emotions for you, and they actually struggle to fight the urge to just open up completely. You know, this could just be their personality. Like this could be someone who struggles to speak about their emotions, or because the thing is, I'm not really getting someone who is afraid of emotional intimacy because they're making their emotions clear. Although how they feel towards you could be a little bit intimidating even for themselves, right? Where it's like, I don't want to open up and say everything initially, or I feel like I need to take things slow. The way that they feel about you scares them a little bit, is what I'm seeing here. Strong Leo energy here. Could also be that something is taking off between the both of you during Leo season. Like we're almost in Leo season, but I do feel like this is someone who feels you make them extremely happy. You guys may be connecting online and making plans to like see each other in person this week. Like even if, you know, the plan is not to, you know, come over this week or, you know, be closer to you this week. It could be some sort of a plan that you guys are creating so that maybe a month from now or 2 months from now, you guys are able to spend more quality time together. 7 of Pentacles, Prince of Pentacles. Yeah. So I'm strongly getting here, guys, like they're going to be asking you a lot of questions. This person is trying to figure you out. They're very intrigued by you. I think they want to better understand you. And it seems to me that this could be where you guys are in the early stages of connecting with each other. Queen of Wands. Wow. I think what brought this person, or I should say what kind of, you know, or where them wanting to approach you stemmed from, it could have started off as initial attraction. Like you know, I'm going to tell you what I'm getting here. This person is highly attracted to you. Okay. But as much as I see the passion and the attraction, I feel like there's something more that is there. And it's almost like they can't wait to feel closer to you. I'm strongly getting, guys, there's some sort of physical distance, or maybe even if there isn't physical distance, like you guys are communicating online, but maybe your schedules are clashing. And so you guys are like trying to find the time to actually see each other or meet up with each other. But I'm strongly getting that they feel deeply towards you, and you're going to see that little by little. They're like fighting the urge to just, you know, do something impulsively, whether it's express themselves impulsively, maybe, you know, travel to see you. But there's like this urge or burning desire that they feel with the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. This person could also feel like your beauty is otherworldly, right? So this applies to my males and females. There could be, you know, a sense of, yes, it could be the way that you carry yourself, but I'm specifically getting some of you may have very different features, or maybe your background is very different, but there's something to do with you like physically that is very attractive, but it's attractive because it's very different is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck and the Princess of Swords. Now, Scorpio, I don't want to say that this is someone who's expecting something from you, but I definitely see that they're waiting on something, or they're waiting for something to happen, maybe waiting for a sign from you with the Three of Wands and the Princess of Swords, or like waiting for your reaction or your response to something. So like, for example, if it's someone that, you know, has reached out to you and maybe you're taking your time with responding, they're really anticipating that response. On the flip side, it could just be someone who is waiting for you to, you know, reach out to them or initiate something here. But I definitely see them waiting or anticipating something. Okay, how is this person feeling about Scorpio? Two of Cups, okay, and the Death card. There's definitely some sort of an internal change that is occurring for this person this week. And like Two of Cups being the first card in their feelings, I do feel that this is someone viewing you as someone that they feel very deeply connected to. Although with the Death card, they could feel some sort of a shift where it's like, you know, if something, you know, occurred between the both of you, they may feel like, okay, things are not going to be the same between Scorpio and I moving forward, but I'm still in love with them, or I still have emotions for them. It could also be something that is changing within them. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a change that's taking place in the dynamic, like between the both of you. It could be something that is changing for them, a different perspective, something that they're releasing, something that they've realized is in the way of pursuing a connection with you. All right, some sort of a block that is being removed here is what I'm seeing. Eight of Wands. A lot of back and forth communication. I feel like this person could even be asking for something from this connection, right? And I don't really see it as asking you for it, but Eight of Wands could also be a card of like manifestation, right? Where it's like, I really want to connect with Scorpio on a deeper level. I really want a commitment with Scorpio, or I really wish the communication was more consistent, you know? Those are just generic examples, but I do see that they're wanting more. And it's stemming from a space of feeling close to you, but wanting to close some sort of a gap in the 3D. There could be some sort of travel plans that this person is making this week as well. But what's interesting is the Death card could definitely speak about an ending, but for you guys specifically in this spread, I'm getting like something changing within this person. Like a serious change of perspective, or finally being able to let go of something where they're able to see maybe a new way of pursuing a connection with you. Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune is usually a positive turn of events, but it's also, you know, associated with feeling like you're at what may feel like a fork in the road. And so Wheel of Fortune and the Death card in their feelings is kind of telling me that one door is closing, but another is opening, but they're kind of standing in the middle of it or the midst of it all. So this could be a week where it's like, okay, I'm glad that this is happening or this has changed. And I'm trying to, you know, I'm able to see a new perspective, but it could also be a little bit hard for them to adapt to, or they just feel like they're feeling so many different emotions and thoughts at once. I also feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, something was very either A, stagnant between the both of you for quite a while here, or B, things have always progressed in a very similar manner between the both of you, where now they're able to see how things could be different. So something was very, like there was either a pattern in this connection or something was very repetitive is what I'm picking up on. The Empress. Something with the family dynamic coming through here. So it could just be that this person wants a family with you. Maybe that is something that they have planned for themselves as like a future goal. But the Empress also gives me an energy of someone who sees a lot of potential with you. They're viewing you as someone who, you know, you tick off all the boxes here. Six of Swords, yeah, wanting to feel closer to you. So it could be physically relocating here, or communicating with the Eight of Wands, right? And figuring out maybe what has created a block, or, you know, revealing to you what they have learned, what has changed for them internally. And that could be the very thing that's making them feel closer here. You have someone here, right, Scorpio, with the Death card and the Six of Swords, who is finally, and yes, I'm saying finally because there's been some sort of a pattern or some sort of, you know, repetitive behavior here. They are finally ready to release or let go of what no longer serves them. They're quite literally moving away from something energetically, and there's a very freeing feeling that comes along with that, is what I'm sensing in their emotions here. The Devil, something that could have been very difficult for them. This could be like a thinking pattern. This could even be addiction, something that was obviously creating a block in them being able to fully pursue a connection with you. The Hanged Man, so a stagnant energy. So what they were choosing to put their energy into was causing the connection to be stuck, or the connection with you to feel very stuck. And the Hanged Man is just clarifying what I was saying, a major shift in perspective. Why am I continuing to do something that doesn't make me happy? Right? Why am I continuing to partake in something that is creating a block between Scorpio and I? Why am I in the way of my own happiness? Right? So there's a major shift in perspective here taking place for this person, the Tower. Something had to fall apart in order for this person to understand how to rebuild or start from scratch with you. The Tower and the Death card alone in a spread here is a major breakthrough, a wake-up call. Divine intervention even. Like if this person was stalling on making a decision, maybe a decision was made for them. Or you made a decision for them. You chose to walk away. Like there's something here that they're waking up to. The Star. Wow, some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. A situation that felt very repetitive, a situation where there's most certainly a pattern here. It's ending in a very healing way because you have someone here who is having not only an emotional breakthrough, but a change in perspective. Someone who has the courage to stop doing the things that are impacting them in a negative way. And really, I say this with transparency, Scorpio, I feel like for some of you, you're like, finally. You know, like this could be a week where you're like, finally a change is happening. Like this could even be a situation where you felt like you had to, you know, kind of close a door on this person or leave it alone because you genuinely didn't feel like things were going to change. So this could also be a little bit surprising or unexpected with the Tower card. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck and the Emperor. The person you are thinking of, Sagittarius, could be in the public eye in one way or another, or there's some sort of like large responsibility that this person has pertaining to their lifestyle, but I do see it as someone who's like a public figure, or maybe even in just like a position of authority or power here. Okay, how is this person feeling about Sagittarius? The Moon, okay. Could be thinking of a Pisces, Ten of Swords. Hmm. I'm getting that there's some like it's like there was some sort of silence between the both of you that eventually led to an ending. And this may be an ending that occurred without any form of like explanation. It could be like a lack of closure, maybe for some of you a case of ghosting here. Because with the moon card, I do see that, you know, this person feels there's been some sort of silence between the both of you, but it was followed by like a very brutal ending or something that they're still having a hard time processing or accepting here. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's like they're acknowledging that things have changed between the both of you, but they're not okay with it, or there's like a very uneasy feeling associated with that. And there's a lot that they're keeping to themselves. Specifically, with the moon card, it's like they are impacted by this situation more than you know, or they're thinking about you very frequently, but they're not really expressing that to you. I also strongly feel that this is someone who still feels very deeply towards you. But it's like they're not okay with an ending, or the way that things transpired between the both of you guys left them in a confused space, or there's some sort of questions that they have that they feel like are kind of like going unanswered here. And with the Wheel of Fortune, yes, it could be a change, but there's also a very fixed energy associated with that. So, of course, you could be dealing with a fixed sign, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, or a Taurus. But for others of you, it's like things have been stagnant, and maybe even to the point where you felt like, okay, this is over, I got to move forward. But this is someone who still feels stuck on you, or someone who is still thinking about you and feeling very deeply towards you. The Chariot. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer. I think a part of this person wants to be able to move forward from the confusion or lack of clarity, but it seems very difficult for them to do. It's like they're trying to accept a situation for what it is, but they're unable to do so because there's still something remaining here that they want to figure out, or some sort of questions, or they want a form of closure. Really, just a strong energy of feeling like there's unfinished business between you both. The Tower. This person may be reaching out to you in a very unexpected way, or you just don't expect them to reach out to you because of the silence. But the Tower, clarifying the Ten of Swords is really just, confirming what I'm telling you guys. Like they did not expect an ending. They feel like they weren't prepared for things to end between the both of you. So even though there has been a completion of a cycle, this person is processing what has happened after it has occurred. So it's like dealing with the aftermath of it is basically what I'm getting here. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. There's something about the situation that they see very differently that maybe wasn't clear to them in the past. Something that they were either A, in denial about, or B, they were genuinely confused or were unable to see it. The King of Swords, becoming very clear with what they want with you. And what's interesting is like they're trying to accept an ending. They understand that, or they could even be in a bit of a cold or detached energy, holding on to some sort of anger or frustration, but they can't deny how they feel towards you. So even if there's a level of anger, even if there's a level of frustration, there's also some sort of deep emotions that they have for you. There's still some sort of love that they feel towards you. So how they view this connection with you, Sagittarius, is that there was a lack of balance, right? Where maybe one area of this relationship, you guys were able to get through it, or you guys really felt like that one part was successful, but there was another area of this relationship that wasn't really working out. For example, like maybe you guys have a lot of fun together, and when you guys are with each other, it's great and it's, rainbows and everything else, but maybe there was an energy of wanting more consistency. Maybe someone here wanted a title or a commitment, right? There's like, it's showing me that this person doesn't feel like everything was not working out, but there's like a specific area in this relationship that wasn't working out that could have been a deal breaker. Nine of Pentacles. This person could be viewing you in like a very independent energy. This could also be someone who is changing some sort of habits to take care of themselves in a better manner. I do feel like it's someone who's spending a lot of time alone. It is someone who is single, but they're still thinking about you. They're still feeling very connected to you. There could even be some sort of like internal work that they've done, and they're wanting to share that with you. The Hanged Man. Strong Pisces energy here, guys. But with the Hanged Man, I do see like a shift in perspective, a breakthrough that this person is having, possibly even viewing things from your perspective. And this is where the energy of wanting progress is stemming from. What's the King of Swords? The Six of Swords. I see this person trying to make peace with the situation. I see them trying to feel like wanting to move closer to you and leave something behind. But I feel if they were to communicate with you, there would definitely be something that they're frustrated about or something that is angering them that is still going to come out. As much as they're trying to avoid it or move past it, I feel like, you know, if you were to have a conversation with this person, there's definitely something of the past that is bothering them that is going to resurface here. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. You could be thinking of a Sagittarius. We have the Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Or you could be thinking of a Pisces. We have the Hanged Man. I feel like there's someone here who possibly wants to feel more at peace when they think of you, or it could be quite literally wanting to make peace with you. And there could be something that feels stagnant about the situation also with the Hanged Man, or maybe, you know, you're on a break with this person or something feels like it's at a pause here. Okay, how does this person feel about Capricorn? The King of Cups wanted to flip out here, so it could be a water sign that you're thinking of, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could just be letting me know that this is someone who is really in their emotions about you or the situation this week. The Magician and the Nine of Cups. This person's trying to manifest a specific outcome between the both of you. There may be an energy of them feeling that they have done something in the past where they were only looking out for themselves in a way. But I do see in the current moment that they're trying to manifest something that they feel like would make you happy also. Now, the Magician and the Nine of Cups being the first two cards in their feelings, I mean, I am getting a strong energy of possibly this person not being considerate of your side of things or your emotions in the past. And I think that that's something that they're aware of as well. Because the Magician and the Nine of Cups could also be symbolic for some form of emotional manipulation or someone kind of doing something for themselves. So like, you know, a selfish act, basically. The Eight of Pentacles. This is someone who wants to invest in you. I feel like for many of you, you may be seeing like an increase in their effort, or you're seeing that they're actually initiating things between the both of you. But I do see that they want to work on this connection with you. They want to pursue you. They want something to work out, but they're taking the necessary steps in order to kind of like see the results here. This could be someone that you work with, okay? For others of you, this could just be a week where this person is feeling very overworked, or they feel like something to do with their financial situation is requiring a lot of energy and attention from them. Judgment. Something is clicking to this person, or something is now making sense to them this week. You guys could be dealing with a Scorpio, but the Judgment is usually like a wake-up call, or realizing, okay, what am I doing? I need to do things differently, or this is what I need to just stop doing in some cases. but I feel like they're waking up to what is. Something is making sense to them. It could even be someone who's actually accepting the reality of a situation, maybe even accepting and taking accountability for their wrongdoings instead of running from it or instead of being in a state of denial. Because the Judgment card, guys, it could also come out in a spread when, you know, we're in a period of maybe not wanting to see something. We're in a period of avoiding thinking about something. And then we get to a point of, okay, it's hitting me full throttle. There's no way I can run from this. You know, it's right in front of me. So I have to, you know, like face it head on. Prince of Cups. I see this person emotionally confessing, opening up and telling you how they feel towards you. And, you know, with the Prince of Cups, I feel like as this person is communicating with you, there's something that they're trying to figure out in terms of like, is it all in my mind or can this actually be a reality? Because that card is also associated with your imagination. So like there could be something this person's thinking of. There could be like a vision that they have, but they're like, okay, well, is it just like something that I'm thinking of? Am I getting ahead of myself? You know, is this something that can actually, you know, like come into fruition for me? Princess of Cups, wow. There could be something very innocent about this connection, or more specifically, like some sort of communication from this person, whether it's like, okay, I know I was wrong, or they're taking some sort of accountability, whether it's connecting with this person is, you know, making you feel nostalgic, or you feel like things are going back to maybe how they used to be. Like there's some sort of innocence is the word that I'm getting when it comes to this conversation in particular, not necessarily the connection, but the conversation. Whether it's you feel like it was very kind of this person to admit to something, whether you feel like it was very kind of them to reach out and tell you that they miss you or how they feel. There's also something that feels very genuine about the communication here. Five of Swords. This person has been going back and forth in their mind about you. There could be a lot of mental conflict that they have been facing when it comes to this connection here, but they're coming out of that because it is clarifying the Judgment card. So it's like they could have been going back and forth about this connection, trying to find a solution, maybe avoiding thinking about very important aspects that even caused some sort of a mishap between the both of you. But now they're in a space of, okay, this is what happened, this is what it is, and this is what I need to do moving forward. So a lot of acceptance in their energy this week as well. I also feel like with the Five of Swords, there could be something here where this person feels like they should have communicated it to you. So like there's something here they wish they told you, but they did not when they had the opportunity to do so. It's like, I left this out, or I should have said this. And so in other words, it could also feel to this person that there's some sort of unfinished business between the both of you. Ace of Cups. What's the Princess of Cups? The Queen of Pentacles. I see someone pursuing you, Capricorn. I see someone coming forward, connecting with you. You'll see an increase in their efforts here. And I say this with transparency. It may be someone where they were not able to offer you this in the past, or there was, you know, an energy of them maybe being inconsiderate of your emotions, or only being able to see things from their side in the past. But that has changed with the Judgment card. It's like, you know, even if it's not about like giving into a situation, this person may be realizing, okay, maybe I am different from Capricorn. Maybe we're not going to agree on every single thing, but am I willing to give up a connection with someone that I feel so deeply towards over a disagreement, or over just wanting to have things go my way at all times? I think that's the realization that they're having here. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so you could be thinking of a Pisces, or you are inquiring about a situation that you feel like there's no progress, or something feels very stagnant about it. The Empress. You could be thinking of a Libra or a Taurus. Something about a mother figure coming through. So like maybe some of you have children of your own. Maybe there is some sort of a mother figure involved in this connection in one way or another. Okay. How is this person feeling about Aquarius? Eight of Swords, the Fool card. Okay, Eight of Swords being the first card in this person's feelings, Aquarius, I'm strongly getting that this is someone who feels very restricted when it comes to the situation with you. Followed by the Fool card, I do feel like there could be like a desire for a new beginning. There could even be a desire to like take a leap of faith towards you, do something or approach something in like a new way, something that they're not used to. But Eight of Swords being the first card lets me know that there's some sort of mental restrictions or, could even be restrictions in their environment that they're really feeding into. Like a situation that they're in or some sort of thoughts that they're thinking are creating a block. It's like this person feels they can't freely express themselves to you, or they can't be who they want to be in the current moment because they're feeling restricted by something, is pretty much what I'm getting at here. Three of Cups. Okay, I'm strongly getting that this person wants to speak to you, right, Aquarius? But there's a very like indecisive energy, or there is something else that is occurring that is impacting the relationship between the both of you. And it's almost like, okay, well, I want to communicate with Aquarius, but I still don't have another situation under control. It's almost a bit of a chaotic energy that this person is feeling. And the Three of Cups and the Eight of Swords could quite literally be someone who is thinking of you but feeling stuck in another situation. Whether it be they can't reach out to you because they're quite literally in another connection, or maybe it's because something, pertaining to their living situation or work. Like the reason why they can't reach out to you could obviously vary. It is a general read, but they feel very stuck where they are. They feel unhappy with where they are. They're not content within their current circumstances, but their current circumstances are also the reason why they're having difficulty reaching out to you. You guys may have mutual friends, like this person could quite literally be asking maybe a mutual friend about you or asking for some sort of advice. There's something about a mother figure or children in this dynamic, guys. I'm seeing that strongly. Like, for example, if this person has children of their own, they may feel like they need to think about a decision pertaining to this connection. They need to think about it thoroughly because there's also a child in the dynamic. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a generic example. But like this person is I don't want to say they're like walking on eggshells, but they feel like they need to make a decision, but they also feel like they can't do it impulsively. Then a part of them feels like they're in a situation that is causing them to feel stuck. Like, it's like, this is what I want to say. This is how I want to be towards Aquarius. This is what I want to express, but I can't do that in the current moment. So even if it's not something directly in their environment, it could be a mental restriction with the Eight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Now, Aquarius, this person feels like you do have love for them, but they feel like you've become very tired of this situation or exhausted in one way or another with the Queen of Swords. Like there definitely could be silence between the both of you where it's like you're not speaking to this person, but energetically they do feel like the connection is there, or you do have love for them, you do care for them. Of course, emotions don't leave overnight, but they are viewing you as very like emotionally tired or exhausted. Right? So like because this is someone that you have history with, they may feel like you're at a point of feeling very overwhelmed, kind of like just drained emotionally. We've been going through this for a very long time. I don't know if Aquarius wants to, keep on keeping on, basically. Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Trying to work something out with you, but there's another situation present that's causing them to feel stuck. So even if this person reaches out to you, even if you're conversing with them in the current moment, I'm pretty sure you can pick up on an energy of them trying to work something out with you, but also feeling uncertain, like a level of uncertainty because of another situation or because of some sort of mental restrictions that they feel. I also feel strongly with the Three of Pentacles, like they definitely want to discuss something with you. Three of Pentacles is usually like a discussion or wanting to negotiate something, you know, hoping that it results in you guys coming to some sort of a mutual agreement. But they are viewing you as someone who's tired and upset with them, with the Queen of Swords energy. Seven of Cups, very confused. Like, where are we going? Where is this headed? This may be someone who is keeping their options open while connecting with you, and that's something that they feel like has backfired on them. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. And like what I'm strongly getting, especially with, you know, these two cards here, is like they're having visions of you, or they are still stuck in visions of the both of you together. But they feel very defeated when it comes to the situation because of the restrictions that they feel. The Sun card, some of you could be dealing with a Leo, and the Seven of Swords. So this is someone who feels like they haven't been transparent with you. And I'm not saying that they've never told you the truth or they've never expressed how they felt towards you, but there's definitely a restriction at hand here. Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords, I'm confused, or there's a lot going on, or I put myself in this situation, so I have to deal with it, but I wish I had more clarity. And more than anything, you have someone who wants to see a change with you, but they feel stuck in another situation or because of their current circumstances. They could also have a hard time figuring out, they could also be having a hard time figuring out how to reverse the effects of being dishonest with you. Like, how do I regain Aquarian's trust? You know, what do I do to like build that again with Aquarius? Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. You could be thinking of a Cancer. And we have the Moon card, which is your energy. Also Cancerian energy. They are ruled by the moon. Strong water here. Someone could feel like this is a week where when they're thinking of you, they are very like in their emotions about you. There may even be an energy of suppressing how they feel because they're unable to handle the depths of their emotions with the Moon card here. The Chariot, wanting to see some sort of progress. This could also be like someone that you feel, okay, I've detached from, or they've, you know, moved away, or they've moved on, but there's something here, or something that still exists, something that is still occurring, even if it's not visible or tangible or right in front of you here. Okay. How is this person feeling about Pisces? Okay, Two of Cups, Seven of Cups. You have someone here, Pisces, that feels strongly connected to you, although there's some sort of illusions that they're having a hard time seeing past this week. With the Seven of Cups, it does boil down to emotional confusion, but I'm specifically getting some sort of illusions that may seem very real for this person that may not be the truth, right? So like something they're thinking of, maybe some sort of thoughts that they're feeding into, which again doesn't have to translate to the reality of the situation, but it is causing confusion. It is causing this person to feel that they have a lack of clarity when it comes to the situation with you. I'm also strongly getting here with the Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups. Like this is someone who feels very deeply towards you, but they may feel like they were keeping their options open, or they were not fully in a decisive energy as they were connecting with you. Ace of Wands. This could also be someone who's viewing you as having a lot of options or not wanting to put all your eggs in one basket, right? But with the Ace of Wands, I do see passion, a deep desire, almost like a spark that they feel to pursue something with you. Seven of Wands. They're very protective over you or this connection with you. And, as we open the spread, we did see the moon card as well. Like, this could be someone who keeps their emotions to themselves. This could be someone who's not necessarily publicizing how they feel about you, or there's something very discreet about this connection that they share with you. But very protective over this connection is what I see. Now, Seven of Wands and the Seven of Cups could also be someone who feels like they are going to continue to stand their ground, or there's something here they disagree with. And like I said, they're going to continue to stand their ground, but it may be impacting them where it's like, I feel like that's also challenging, the connection between Pisces and I. What's the Seven of Cups, the Sun card? I definitely see this person receiving clarity or some sort of truth that is being illuminated to them this week is helping them see things from a different perspective, or helping them just move on from a perspective or an illusion that is ultimately not serving them. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. But it's like, why did I not decide, or why did I not make a decision when I had the opportunity to do so? That's what I'm strongly getting with the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups there. What's the Ace of Wands? The Four of Wands. So you have someone who wants a connection with you, who wants to commit to you. But they may have not always had the same intentions throughout the course of this bond. Like, maybe in the past, the emotions were there and you guys were connecting, but maybe it was someone who was not ready for a commitment. Maybe it was someone who was being indecisive. But Four of Wands clarifying the Ace of Wands is someone who does want to commit to you. They want a connection here. And it doesn't mean that something dramatic or drastic had to occur between the both of you, right? Because there is, like, with the Ace of Wands, it could be a fairly new energy even, or even someone that you have like a very, very brief history with. But what I'm getting at is they feel more certain or sure of themselves and what they want with you now than they did in the past. The Empress. They see a lot of potential here. They're viewing you as someone who, ticks off all their boxes. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. But I'm strongly getting, they're like, I see potential. I see growth. I feel connected to Pisces. I feel safe with Pisces. Someone is viewing you as you're all that they've ever wanted in a partner. That's pretty much what the Empress is giving me the energy of. Six of Swords, wanting to feel closer to you. Make peace with something that's going on for them mentally. And I'm strongly getting, Pisces, like they're thinking of something that is not actually true. It's an illusion. But they're starting to believe it because they're not receiving clarity from you, or maybe, you guys are not communicating the way that they want you guys to. But what's interesting is the Sun card is kind of like sandwiched in the middle there, which is letting me know that there is going to be clarity. Something is going to be illuminated to them where it's going to be like, hey, you're, overcomplicating it in your mind, or what you're thinking is not true. Because it's either an indecisive energy or some sort of illusion that's causing them to feel uneasy. That's why we have the Six of Swords, where it's like, I want to feel at peace when I think of Pisces. I want to feel at peace when I think of the situation here. Ten of Wands. What's the Ten of Wands? The Queen of Cups. Something may have felt very burdensome or heavy about this connection in the past. Things could have felt very one-sided for you, Pisces. Queen of Cups is your energy, and we have the Ten of Wands. So this person could feel like they were burdening you in one way or another, or they could feel like you were really putting forth the effort and you were very invested in this connection and they weren't reciprocating that. But I do see a shift. I do see someone who's like, okay, this is what I want now, and I'm very sure of what I want now. Because what I see is, even if it's someone you had a brief, history with, or you have connected with them in the past, it's like, they may have not been sure of the direction that they wanted this connection to go in. They may have told you that they feel very deeply towards you, or they may have expressed their emotions to you, but there was a level of uncertainty, which is now you know, becoming, or which is now an energy of I am certain, or I know what I want. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.